Hi everyone, it's Allison Haikila. Welcome to my craft room. So I do a lot of Facebook Lives. I do them at least once a week. Sometimes it's more like 2 or 3 times. That's a lot of content that people might not get to see because they're not on Facebook or they might not be in the groups that I'm doing the lives in. So I thought that it would be a good idea to upload at least some of those Facebook Lives to my YouTube channel. This way you can just go right here and see some of the best ones that I've had going on. And you'll get to learn some new techniques, hopefully, that you hadn't seen before. I do want to mention that when you take a Facebook Live and upload it to YouTube, you no longer get to see those comments that are put in. When I'm doing a Facebook Live, I try to be very cognizant of the fact that there is a delay with what I'm saying versus when a comment might pop up. So I've always tried to say the person's name that is saying something and then repeat whatever it is that they commented, whether it's a question or just an exclamation, whatever it is. So I'm hoping that because I've always done it that way, it will translate into the video when it's on YouTube, since you can no longer see any of those comments. You might lose a couple of things in translation. I might have said, oh yeah, you're totally right about something, and you might not know what the comment originally was. But when it's something that's really important, and I want to say that I do it probably 9 times out of 10, I do say whatever the comment is that I'm responding to. So hopefully you find that to be helpful. And hopefully you'll learn some new things. So today's video is about putting a shaker into an art journal. And this happened because I made a card that I knew I was never going to give away. So it was kind of born from that. And you'll hear more about it in the actual Facebook Live that comes after this. But just know that you will not see any of those comments just because it was all done on Facebook and it doesn't go over to YouTube. So maybe when my channel gets a little bit bigger, I can start doing some YouTube Lives and then the comments will be there. But for now, we'll just do this. Like I said, there's a lot of content from these Facebook Lives that I hope to upload, and I hope that you enjoy them. So thanks so much for checking it out, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Good evening, everybody. Allison Haikila here, and we are going to play in my art journal tonight. I see a couple of folks popping in. Say hello if you're here. Hey, Shell. Good to see you. Let me open up my art journal to what inspired this evening's project. How's everybody doing? So I'll wind up probably repeating myself, but this was kind of what inspired tonight. Also, the room that we had last week kind of pushed me over the edge to do this with you guys tonight. I had made this card. First of all, I had this fairy colored for literally a couple of years, and I just love her so much. She's from the Greeting Farm, and I love, love, love how she came out. Hey, Lauren, how are you? Thanks for coming tonight. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with her. Obviously, I was going to put her on a card, but I didn't really have the inspiration because I needed it to be super cool. And then my blend came out. This is Allison's Gothic Peacock, and it's still available, although I believe there's less than 10 left. So if you want it and you don't have it yet, you should get it because it's not getting made again, just like the rest of the sparkle blends. So as soon as I saw the blend in my hand, I was like, that's it. The fairy's getting used. So I started to make this card, and yeah, it was a card. It's just shy of being A2. And I was like, you know what? I am never going to send this card to anybody because I'm crazy about this sparkle blend. And I'm crazy about this fairy, and I love how it came out, and I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm never going to send it. So I should just put it in my art journal. So that's what I did. So I did some really, really fast painting of the background, added some blends on top, and that's what happened. So now my art journal, which is, getting nice and fat as I work in it, which is what I like, now it has my little shaker in there, and I can always have my fairy with me in my art journal. So we were doing a room last week in the Sparkle Blends Club because I didn't have a craft room to work in because we were redoing it. Tara said she won't be dropping off early tonight. Good. Did you go back and watch last night's replay? Because that is kind of preemptively what inspired what I'm doing tonight. besides everything else I'm going over. So last week in the room, we were saying, you know, what should I do? What should I do? And we said art journal. So that's what we're doing. So last night I was doing a Facebook Live for Sassy and Crafty, and it was a pretty awesome spill. So I was using some fireworks sprays, and I never really use them in spray form. I always, well, almost always apply them with a brush, and I just, whoop, knocked it over, and it went all over my desk. It was great. So instead of, you know, wasting it on a paper towel, which would be a total horrible thing. Hey, Melissa, how are you? I sopped it up first with some watercolor paper. And then I was like, oh, this is going to make a nice art journal page. And I'm like, wait, let me get my art journal and I'll sop up the rest with the actual book itself. And this is what I got. And it looks like hell right now, even though it's uber shiny, which I love. But this is now our starting point for tonight. So instead of having, you know, just blank pages to play with, we have this. So that inspired me to pull a couple of things out. And I'm going to need your help, as always, because you know I love your input. We are going to use, because I haven't gotten to use this set yet, this is from Erin Creative. I don't recall the name of it, to be perfectly honest. I didn't label this because my label maker ran out of tape. Oh yeah, Marie, you should totally watch the replay. The spill happened at the very end, so if you don't want to sit through the whole thing, it's within like the last 5 minutes, I believe, but it was a good live. We made some cool stuff. But I totally love this set. And I really want to use this rib cage with the flowers growing out of it. And I'm going to use the Be Kind to Yourself sentiment somewhere on here. There's my helper.
Hello.
Rhiannon is here. She had to go get her pajamas on. Because with all of our errors in life and art, we need to remember to always be kind to ourselves. So I thought that would be a cool jumping off point. If not a little cheesy.
Hopefully we're not jumping off a cliff.
Yeah, no cliff jumping.
Would be bad.
So in addition to that, I grabbed a bunch of things, like I said. A bunch of things. Well, first of all, to save us some time, I decided I wanted to use an oval. I was actually looking for some heart dies. They're saying hello to you.
Hi.
I have no heart dies, guys. Like layering hearts, which doesn't really surprise me because I'm not really a heart person, but thought I would have had some in my stash. So what I did instead was I took 2 of these dies from Elizabeth Craft Designs, and there is actually another die that goes in between here, but I wanted it to be nice and fat, my frame. Hey Candace, how's it going? So I cut, I don't know, 6 or 7 of these, and I glued them all together, and this one has, as you can see, the flashing. I put the acetate on there already, just to save us a little bit of time, because once I get going with the craziness of an art journal, it's kind of hard for me to stop. So I didn't want to waste time gluing layers together. So we're going to have the heart, we're going to have the sentiment, we're going to have these here, which we could totally like stamp on if we want to, or just leave it be. But we do have to remember that there is acetate that's not heat proof, so I can't do any like embossing on it. And then what else do we have? I grabbed this stamp. Now, I don't need this all to be green, by the way. Hi, Amber. It does take a long time. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of going over my thoughts. We're going to use this. We're going to use this. I cut some ovals for our shaker. This is our background. And I grabbed this. I'm kind of in a green thing right now, and it doesn't need to be. We can add other colors. I'm open to all of your suggestions, and I do want to know what sparkle blend you think I should use. And then I grabbed some stencils, because you guys know I love stencils. I got this one, lots of triangles, the heaps of hexagons, and then this is the spiral checkered. And then, I haven't used these yet, although I did do a test run with this guy for today. These are texture plates. These are really meant to be used with gel presses, but we can use them as a stamp. And we can use them as a stamp because there's no words on here. Because they're meant to be for a gel press, let me show you one. Something like this that has words on it, it actually is shown on the stamp in the proper fashion. Because of the way you print, you would apply this into your press,
which would then make it backwards, and then when you pull a print, it would be facing the right way. So we can't use words unless we want them to be backwards, but I don't. So I thought these would be fun to use. And then if we get into some paint, which I gotta be honest, when I work in my journal, I use a lot of paint. I got some texture making, mark making tools. These are from Michaels. And and bubble wrap.
Ooh, bubble wrap. I like bubble
I
wrap.
brought
It's
out
fun to
this
play with.
stencil, which I haven't gotten to use yet, from Brutus Monroe. And I pulled out my Cloud Edger stencil from Colorful Life Designs. This makes the most realistic clouds ever. So that's kind of what I have. And of course, I can get anything else out of my craft room, but I need you guys to shout out some suggestions to me. Yeah, the hexagon is ridiculous, right? This is, I love this one. And oh my gosh, they're coming out with one with crescent moons and then one with stars. It's in the same style with like these large sections and then tiny ones. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to get them.
Is the triangle one called Trillions of Triangles?
No, it's called Lots of Triangles with Z's. Lots of triangles. Yeah. Okay, so I need feedback. Let me pull out my sparkle blends, and then you guys can kind of give me an idea of which ones you think I should use. Can't be all of them. Can't be all of them. I even have an additional table set up tonight, so I have a little bit more room to spread out because Rhiannon is busy working on some lawn fawn critters that she cut out for the Cards for Cubs drive for Barely Arts glue, and they're collecting cards for children in foster homes. So she's busy working away on that stuff, and we're gonna do this. So what sparkle blends, guys? Or give me colors. Like if you don't know names, what colors? Fawn says, what? Is the what in reference to the stencils that are coming out, or Rhiannon doing the cards for the foster kids? Because that's a really cool donation to do. Like,
I'm gonna get my water bottle. I'll be right back.
okay, I'll be right here. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. Yesterday, I had like a 40-second delay, so I know that there could be a bit of a lapse tonight as well. But shout out some colors. Now, we could just stick with green, but I really don't want to. I want to add some more pops of color. I was actually thinking that maybe we would use Lights in the Forest, which is this one. You know what I don't have out? My little skull. Where is my little skull? Hey, Ree.
Yeah?
Do you know what my little skull is? Oh, I found him. He's got all sorts of stuff in him. Hold on. Let's get this. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I should send you some of the new ones I just got. What'd you just get, Tara? Shell says blue. Fawn says orange. Oh, Fawn said stencils. Yes, the stencils are ridiculous. If you go to the All in Create page, you'll see them. I can't wait to get them. I think I'll have them next month. They rolled out a messenger update today. Oh, did they? Great. Oh, Lawn Fawn. Mm-hmm. Yes, wait till you guys see what she's making. You know I'll post them on my Instagram. So I was thinking Lights in the Forest, but I'd love some feedback for you guys. As far as orange goes, let's see. We could do orange creamsicle. I think it's a little too pale. I think if it was a little bit deeper. Kim said that mix is pretty, and I'm going to guess based on the delay that she was talking about Lights in the Forest. I have turquoise for blue because Shell had mentioned blue. We have Baby Shark, which has deeper blues than turquoise does. We don't have a lot of orange at the moment, but stay tuned for a new one in June. Woohoo! Of course, there is also Phoenix Fire. Kim said, yes, Lights in the Forest. I think that Lights in the Forest is a great option. Or Baby Shark. Okay. I agree with that. What do you guys think? Here's Lights in the Forest. Here's Baby Shark. If the oranges were deeper, I would say an orange would be cool. This is Flaming Sunset even still available? I feel like this is not the vibe we're going for. And then this is jack-o'-lantern, but it's a little too Halloween for tonight. Yeah, I think Lights in the Forest gives us more color options as well, Amber. Marie says Lights in the Forest. All right, Lights in the Forest it is. We're going to go with that. Yes, but only 4 left of Flaming Sunset. Okay, good to know. So let me show you that really quick before we move on. This is Flaming Sunset, and I will tell you I have used a lot of this. So it is not a very good representation, but you can see all of the little itty bitty teeny tiny bits that are in there, as well as some of the larger things. It's really lovely. I love those guys with those little circles at the end. They're super rad. So that's Flaming Sunset. Only 4 left of those. Okay, I'm going to get this case out of the way for now. And again, as always, if there is, if there are any blends that you want to see later on, just let me know. Okay, this is where the chaos begins. And you guys are
making chaos.
You guys are a little quiet tonight. Do you have any suggestions on what stuff I use? I'm gonna start by using the rib cage so that this way you guys have time to answer me. I'm gonna color it and cut it out, and then we'll see where we go from there. Let's see. Marie says gold ink or paste through the stencil, and then you could use Phoenix Fire to accent the page. Ooh, I love that idea. That's fun. We can pull out some bits of Phoenix Fire to go with it, because it doesn't have to be just one blend. Kendra says, I have lots of empty containers in the case I just ordered. I didn't realize how many it holds. I need to buy more blends. Well, I'll tell you what, Kendra. I just got April's release, and it is stunning, and you're going to love it, and you should make sure that you have room for that, because I'm telling you, once again, she has knocked it out of the park. I'm just getting some paper so that I can color the hearts. Of course, I can't find any scraps that fit, so I'm going to have to start a new sheet, but that's okay. You know what? I might actually not even do Copics. Do I want Copics tonight? Do I want Copics?
No.
No, you know what? We're going to do Copics, because in case I put any matte medium on top, I don't want it to bleed. We'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to move my journal off to the side for now. Tara is on her 3rd case. I only have that one big one, plus all of the little cases that are from the jewelry department at Michael's. I really need to get another big case.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Also, you need to get one for us.
Oh, I need to get one for them.
Because mine on the tin.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me cut out a piece of paper so that it fits in my Misty. So this is just Stampendis's mixed media white paper. I like using it for my Copic coloring. It's inexpensive, it's perfectly white, it's perfectly smooth, and I think it does a really good job with the Copics. Okay. I get this on here like that. Pick it up. Oh, yes, Tara, I know. I know that you had to. I know. Oh, that's right. There are some wishes getting granted in this next release. Rhiannon was actually asking me about one of those specifically today. Don't say which one it is.
Which one?
You know which one we were talking about before, and I explained to you why. I'm just inking this up with Gina K Amalgam ink. And I'll probably need to stamp it twice. Ooh, actually, that looks pretty good. Wow, that's a super detailed stamp. Look at that. I didn't even realize how much was going on with this one. All of those little hash marks and the detail in here, that's a rad stamp. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but since I'm doing an art journal, I need to make it very Allison, and this is very Allison. Okay, so I am going to take this out. Rhiannon, will you do me a favor and just pop that back in there for me? I'm going to wind up needing that sentiment stamp, but I don't want to grab it just yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's no point in taking it out.
Nope, not right now. Okay, so I'm getting a couple of Copics. I'm getting my W's. Okay. Thank you, darling.
Yep.
What set do you need? Oh, this set? Yes. I'm going to bring this camera in. So we're going to move. All right. I'm going to sit down. So I'm going to get my little window marker here like I did yesterday and just kind of mark off my space so that I know how far I can go down without being out of frame. Yes, it is well detailed for sure. It's very cool. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so we're going to start with W5. No, you know what? We're not. I think that that's a little too dark. We're going to start with 3. And I'm not going to go crazy with this, but I don't want these bones to look fresh and new necessarily. I know you're probably thinking, what is she even coloring right now? I know a few of you like this style, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. And I apologize, but I'd like to make my art journal very personal to me, and I think that this is a great image. It has a lot of significance for me. I am not going crazy with how I'm coloring this. It is not perfect. Last night, I spent a long time coloring that sassy girl, and that's not going to happen tonight because it's just not necessary, because it's just bones right now. We'll spend a little time on the flowers.
Yesterday was Wednesday, right?
It was. All day. It was Wednesday.
All day.
Because you watched Star Trek last night.
Alright, yes.
Right? You could take that stamp in so many different directions, EK says. Pretty and pastel, grungy, dark, and bloody. Absolutely. Tara said it would make a great tattoo. Yes, it definitely would. I am definitely going to be using this stamp a lot. The whole set, really, I just haven't had a whole lot of time to do art or things just for me. I've been doing a lot of design team stuff, and that's certainly not a complaint. But, you know, when you have commitments, that stuff takes time, and it doesn't always leave you room to do stuff for yourself. So now that my craft room is a little bit more organized, that should help with some things. I've got, I think W2 is a little too close. I'm going to go in with W0 and just kind of dull this out. I just don't want it to be a bright white. Pearl white would be a good option with this. Brick white would be a good option with this. Brick white is like my oatmeal. You know when I was coloring last time? What was I coloring on? What was that? Oh, it was... I was coloring on my own Facebook Live. So I've been doing Facebook Lives on my Allison Haikila Designs page here on Facebook. It's a public, you know, like a fan page, like this page is for Doodles Paper Playground. And I was coloring House Mouse, and I was talking about, I know a few of you were there, I was talking about how oatmeal for the Zig Clean Color markers is very much like, I'm going to the W5, guys, is very much a color that I use a lot. In fact, it's the only one that I've had that has dried out, and I had to buy a new one because I use it so much to like dull things out or help them blend without altering the color too much, but it helps make everything work better together. And I feel like brick white does that too. And it's almost a non-color because it's so pale, but when I use it to kind of chill things out, it really does a great job. So if you have brick white, pearl white isn't quite as effective, I don't think. If you have brick white and you find that some areas are just a little too like, whoa, I gotta chill that out a little, then throw brick white on top of the whole thing and it'll really help. This is super fast coloring, guys. I hardly even know what I'm doing right now. Okay. I want to get to painting. All right. Let's see. All right, there's conversation about blends happening. I'm not reading those comments at the moment because I just want to get the bones done. Amber, if there's something important that I need to address, just type it in the comments for me, please. Okay.
I'm going to move the table a little so I can put the chair over there because I'm taking a small break.
You can leave the stool there. That's fine. No worries.
No, but I'm gonna sit over there. That's why I'm pulling
Oh,
the table.
okay. So you're gonna hear a little rumble for a second, guys. Oh no, you're not. Hey, that's pretty good. All right. So I'm getting some greens. I've got YG17 and YG07. We're gonna just go into this flower. Ree, can you watch the comments for me and make sure that I'm not...
Yeah.
Not that not all of the comments are important, but
Yeah.
in case I have to address anything specifically. Okay. How is the craft room reorganization going? It is going swell. I'm actually done reorganizing it, minus a couple of like small bins of like papers and stuff that I need to kind of go through. The carpet that I hated since before we moved in is up finally, and now all that has to happen is we have to kind of scrape the floor. This is G24. We have to scrape the floor a bit and just remove some of the excess glue that was left over because the rug was down for like 20 years. And oh, that altered it quite a bit. The green that I picked. This is what happens when I don't use a color chart. And I'm not using my zigs and I can't just figure it out. That's okay. And then we have to just really give the floor a good cleaning and then I'll be ready to rock. But the room is definitely better. Thank you for asking.
Mystery blend.
Mystery blends. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. What color should we do that? I'm thinking maybe the BVs. Let's see. Number one, because it's easy for me to get to them because they're facing me. I got a bunch of BVs here. Let's just go with that. Also because Lights in the Forest has those blue tones and I think it'll look nice with that. So this is BV23. And this might not be the darkest shade that we do. We'll see. So guys, starting tomorrow is the coffee loving paper crafters hop, which is going to be fun. I've got a card all ready to go for that. And I used House Mouse. Shocking, I know.
So when is it ending?
What is what ending?
The
Coffee Lovers Hop?
Yeah.
I think it's the 26th. I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to go in with another color.
Because I thought of something you could do with that, but you can't.
I think you can add more than one card to it. I'd have to check the rules, but I believe that is an option. I'm trying to remember if I had done that before, and I can't remember.
Who's hosting it?
The Coffee Loving Card Makers blog. Oh, see, Amber, I thought you were a sponsor. That's why I brought it up. All right, well, never mind. Stampendous is a sponsor.
You usually get to enter up to 30 projects.
Thank you. They have to be different posts. Yes, that I thought I recalled, but I just wasn't sure if that was still the case. You don't have to be signed up prior to it, Gwen, unless you're a sponsor. You can join once their blog post goes live. Anybody can join.
Where did you find your case sparkle blends?
I got mine off of Amazon. I heard some people have found them in some stores, but I've never seen them in a store. So you might want to check Amazon first, but the prices really fluctuate. I think that I paid like $30 for mine, maybe less. No, it was less. And then it jumped up to like $30 and I was like, whoa, that's a lot now. Because mine was under $30, that's right. So just check Amazon over the course of a few days and see if the price changes for you. I've had my case for a bit now, so maybe it's just going to stay that high, but I don't know. All right, I think that we're good. It's not perfect, but we're not going for perfection here. Okay. You'll have a couple of cards this week. Ooh. Very nice. Okay, so now we're going to cut. I need a scissory, please. Thank you. Cut this guy out. I'm going to do a loose fussy cut. Look out, you non-fussy cutters. We have a few folks here tonight that are not fans of fussy cutting.
Phoenix is here.
Phoenix is here. Hello, Phoenix.
Good night.
Good night, Phoenix. Hold on, I gotta say goodnight. Love you. See you in the morning. Sweet dreams. Rhiannon almost fell off her stool. Almost, but not quite.
I like fussy cutting.
I should have had you here. You fussy cut it then.
Well,
Oh, you can't do a loose fussy cut, you said, right?
no.
Okay. You know what you can do?
Hmm.
Pick out some inks or some paints.
Which are where?
Are you kidding? Right here. This whole tower, they haven't moved. That's one of the only things in this room that hasn't moved. Go ahead. Okay, we're almost there, guys. And then we're going to start playing with paint.
No, that's the alcohol inks.
Okay. Yeah, no, not alcohol inks. We need water-based tonight. Water-based. Okay. So, this is what
Aha.
we're going to do. I would use these right here.
These?
Yep. Okay, so this is my thought. Let me zoom out and stand up
Can I
again.
see the blend?
Yeah. Here. Sorry about for the thumping. That was my stool going back underneath the table. Not a fan at all. I'm guessing she's not talking to me.
That was of...
Oh, it's not just you, EK. You're not the only one that hates fussy cutting.
Yeah, that was...
It's a bunch of you. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the cases. Okay. So what I'm thinking that we'll do is probably set this like over here or something. And then we can have our sentiments maybe going across the 2 pages like that. You can go up the side. I don't know. We'll play with it. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. I don't love this area, so I don't mind if the blends are going to hide a good portion of it, but we don't necessarily need to back it. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. She's got some great colors there for Lights in the Forest. Can you also get out Prussian blue, please?
Which is what?
It's a super dark blue. It says Prussian blue. Yep, you got it on the first try. That's my girl.
I'm good like that.
She's good like that. Okay, guys, we're going to get painty now.
I like painting.
Yes.
I wonder how much of that stuff will actually be hidden.
I don't know how many of you guys follow me on Instagram, but I've been doing the Meet the Maker, which I think is pretty cool. And today's post is about color and how, you know, what is your interpretation of color and all of that. So I just went on and on about how much I love color, and my house is all super colorful and my hair is all super colorful, and I'm just pouring some paint out, and I don't really have a plan at the moment. I'm going to just, this is my process when I do an art journal. This is a time for me to just not really worry too much about the end result, but just kind of be free and play. You know what you can do for me, kid?
I like playing.
Yes.
What?
Can you get my brush basin over there and fill it with water? Thanks, kid. So we're just going to go in here, and please ask me questions. I want you to, thank you. I want you to know that, like, you can totally ask me about why I'm doing what, where, and when. So if I don't address something and you're like, well, why the heck is she doing that? Just please know that you can ask me. Oh, she's always complimenting herself. She thinks highly of herself, which is very good for a 12-year-old kid, you know? Okay, so this is super vibrant right now. We're going to tone it down. So I'm going to grab some green gold. I love me some green gold. And it works really well with the bamboo leaves that spilled all over. I'm not even washing my brush off. It's one of those colors that just blend really well with other things. It's got transparency to it. It's not opaque. And see how it's dulling that blue down? Because it's a little harsh, but I'm not going to dull it all the way back. I want some of it to still kind of show through. Okay. Oh, thanks, EK. I appreciate it. She said that she's been checking out my Meet the Maker posts. I was like, I think that this will be fun to do. Also, I never really complete any of these 30-day things anyway, so I wanted to kind of challenge myself.
I almost tripped up the stairs.
I'm glad that you didn't.
Me too.
My page is not prepped with anything. You could gesso it if you want to. I didn't. This is an Erin Conderman. How do you say her name? Erin Condren book that I had gotten as a gift from somebody. And I have not felt the need. I don't mind lumpy, wacky shaped pages. It doesn't bother me. Some people hate that. But for me, it's just another aspect of it having a tactile kind of flavor.
Flavor? Well, eating this? I hope not. That'd be bad.
I like lumpy, bumpy scrapbooks, for example. So when my art journals are also lumpy and bumpy, I'm good with that. So you can gesso it, but I haven't found the need to. And if there's bleed through, that really doesn't bother me because it's just kind of a prep for the next page. Let me get something. All right, we're going to get these funky texture plates.
I thought that the silver would be really cool.
We will definitely be adding the silver.
Yeah.
That will probably be closer to the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because silver.
Yes. Okay. So you get halfway through and quit. I will be honest, and that's often what happens to me. And I don't like that. I don't want to be like that. I want to really do this Meet the Maker thing. If nothing else, it's kind of like a visual scrapbook for myself.
Olive seemed to move well over the page. That's why I was curious.
Oh, this one? The green gold? Yeah, it did. Or are you talking about this hot mess? It's just a little bit more transparent. They're both from DecoArt. So I'm painting that. And now I'm going to just apply it. And again, no real rhyme or reason here.
I'm no good at reason.
Okay. There we go. Look at that. That's fun.
The hot mess, she said.
Oh, yeah. That is this. The hot mess is bamboo leaves. I spilled it last night on my Facebook Live for Sassy and Crafty.
Yes, you did.
I spilled it all over my desk. If you want to get a good laugh, then you can check out the last 5 minutes of the live and you can see how I did that. And, the rest of the live went really well. We just had a little oops and it was fine. We worked it out, man. We worked it out. Okay, so I'm digging this. You guys like it? I'm mixing these colors together because why not? That's right. Are we related or what?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Okay. How cool is that? Sorry, my brush was in my mouth. I do that. Okay, so we've got some more of this color here. We're going to water it down.
The oops was meant to happen.
It was meant to happen.
And
Totally.
you covered well.
Thank you. See how nice and watery that is there? I love that. Look at how inky this is. That is just delightful. So again, these are meant for, hold that. No, you don't have to. These are meant for using with a gel press plate, but you don't have to. The only thing to keep in mind is if you get one with words, the words are going to be backwards. Okay. I like it. Can you grab, Rhiannon, a paper towel and just kind of give that a bit of a wipe down? Not over here. Do it on the table. Okay.
With one of the good ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
You make yourself complete any 30-day challenge. Once you start I look at my perseverance word. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yep, that's good, Gwen. I really try. You know, I wind up doing Kathy Rakusin's coloring challenge, which, by the way, is coming back on, I think, April 15th. But I wind up missing a day or two here and there, which, you know, it happens. It happens to the best of us, right? So I've got bubble wrap, because I love me some bubble wrap. And I think, let's try it with this still.
This isn't wiping off.
All right, don't worry about it. So this is just a bubble wrap bag, which is great because it protects my hands. Not that I mind having inky hands, as you guys know, but it helps keep them a little cleaner. And I'm just kind of filling in the holes that I have. There we go. Here too? Mm-hmm. Okay, she told me to go there. I'm going to go over here too. There we go. All right, that's good. And then I think that we're going to go in with a stencil or two.
This is not looking much.
Don't worry about it. I'll wash it later. It's fine. You picked up some of the dilution sprays? Yes! I have some nearby. We can use them if you want. Those are fab. You have some of them? Shell, you need to use them. They're wonderful. All right, we're going to break one out. Let's see.
To make you want to use them.
We'll use yellow.
Oh, those are in the paints too.
Yes, I have the paints and I have the sprays. Not all the colors, but I'm working on it eventually. Okay, let's do this. All right, so I've got, what color is this? Lemon Zest. And I don't really want to get it everywhere. I'm going to open up this paper towel.
I would want to get it everywhere.
I don't really want to for this. I want to just get it in this area here. I am surprised you have them. That doesn't, I don't know.
I'm not.
I don't know if I would have thought that you would have had those. Look at that.
That's cool.
You see, what we're doing here is just building layers. And I can do this all day while I'm chatting with you guys because it doesn't need to be perfect and you don't need to think too hard about it. I'm pushing it down so that it doesn't seep underneath.
Too much.
Yeah, just a bit. There we go. Look at that. Just a bit. We don't want to overdo it. I'll do one more right here. That's good. Fantastic. Okay.
Love that yellow.
Yep, it's a good yellow. And yellow is
Even
really
Amber
not.
has two of them.
Yellow is really not one of the colors that I gravitate towards, but this Lemon Zest is really pretty. All right, so that's the first time I used that stencil. I'm very happy about that. I love breaking out new stuff. I broke out a couple of new things here. What are you in for? I missed it. Are we making a play date? Oh, we are going to have a play date.
What?
Man, as soon as COVID is over, we need to make plans to hang out in person.
Ooh, I'll come.
Duh. I don't think that we would be able to have it without you.
No, I don't think you'd be allowed to.
Let me show you a close-up of what we have so far. So, if I weren't on a live right now, I would probably go in with, like, torn book pages and decoupage those in and add stuff like that, but I don't know. Should we? Rhiannon, what do you think? Should we do that?
I would.
Are you guys in a rush tonight? I mean, you guys are, you don't have to feel like you stay, like you have to stay, but of course I want you to. I think that we're going to get the shaker on here, and then we can add more to it, because I'm not putting a shaker on this page. See, they love you. These are cool colors, right? And they are perfect with the sparkle blend. Let's take a look again. And we definitely have to add the silver because Rhiannon pulled silver out and it needs to be even shinier than it already is.
Oh, yeah. Also, I figured, why am I pulling out the bland colors and not the silver? Right?
No rush. Put in those torn pages. Okay, I think what I want to do first is get this on here because this is about the sparkle blends. And then we'll go back and add some more, okay? Because I'm probably going to add a smattering of them anyway. So let's get this piece on here, and then we can fill it with our blend, and then we'll move on. So, do I want to use this tape? Yeah. I know I'm off camera at the moment, and I'm sorry. I'm just adding my glue tape to the frame that I created earlier. I used like, I think it was 6 or 7 layers of 2 dies put together from Elizabeth Crafts Designs. I really like their just basic shape dies. I use them all the time. All the time. Okay, so I think that that's a good spot there. I kind of like it off kilter. We're going to smush that down. That looks like it's pretty solid. And now we can add our blend. Okay, I'm going to pour this out so that you guys can get a good look at it, because it's a little tough to see in the case. Where's my pokey tool? Here we go. Okay, coming up close. Focus, camera, focus. There we go. All right. So, I love this blend. Ree, stop hitting my stool.
Oh, sorry.
We've got yellow, a couple of different shades of green, gorgeous satin silver, some gunmetal, more greens down here, a couple of shades of blue. Look at that translucent spiral. Polka dots. I mean, fantastic. Again, this is called Lights in the Forest. And it's a unique one. It's not, necessarily colors that you would just think of putting together, but it works so beautifully. I love this olive green. It's gorgeous. I know, the satin ones are like totally swoon-worthy. Totally. Okay. So we are going to throw this in here. Confetti. Some little, can you see that little acrylic gem? I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to pick it up.
There's one on the spirally too.
Yeah. So here you've got a bead, and here you've got a teeny little acrylic gem. Love that. Okay. I've used this one a couple of times on different things, and I don't ever want to run out of it. But again, this is, guys, for those of you that hoard your sparkle blends, this is what you do with them. So you're using them, but you get to keep them, right? So if you're like, I can't use them, I'm not going to send them to anybody. I can't give them away. This is what you do. You make art journal pages with them. And then you get to keep them forever.
Or just like banners and hang them on your wall.
Yep, you could do that too. I think we're good. Is that a good amount? What do you think, Ree? I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
This way I have plenty more for later. See, look at how much I have left. And I've already used it a few times. Amber said, exactly. Yep. So for all of you hoarders, this is what you do.
I wonder who you mean.
There's a few of you. It's not just you. Okay, I'm going to just get some glue on this. And again, I apologize for kind of being off camera, but I'm out of space. And I'd rather you look at the art journal page
Than her gigantic glue gun.
than my gigantic glue gun. Exactly. Make sure that when you're doing this, you seal around the entire edge so that you don't lose any of your bits. Whoops, sorry, hit the camera. Okay. 1 second. I put my glue up a little too high. Okay. There we go. Put that down like that. Yes, Gwen. Well, that's what inspired the whole thing. I don't know if you were here in the beginning, but I was making this. I love this fairy so much and how she turned out. And I had made her a couple of years ago, or colored her a couple of years ago. She's from the Greeting Farm. And I just didn't know what kind of card I wanted to put her on. And then I got my blend, Allison's Gothic Peacock. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally use the fairy. And I made this card, but I was like, I'm not sending this. Okay, so you were here. Cool. So I turned it into a page, and it's perfect now. Okay, so we've got that. I'm going to need some foam tape to stick my little rib cage on, like that, to go underneath here so that it's not flipping down. So let me get some foam tape. Ugh. dropping stuff everywhere. I've got my foam tape that I got from Pear Blossom Press here. So now let's make sure that we're going to put it in the right side. It's going to go on this side. Like so. And before I pull the backer paper off, you don't have an art journal. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. But I think that maybe it would be a good thing for you to start with. I think that a lot of people should have an art journal. I think it's a visual diary if you want it to be. That's good. It's a place for you to just play and not necessarily worry about anybody seeing it unless you want them to, of course. It's a place where you can just experiment with things and have a good time and just say, you know what, I'm going to write about something. The one that I did the other day.
Oh, I'm going to mess this book up totally.
That too. The one I wrote the other day, I was making it, the page, and all of a sudden I had a song stuck in my head. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is totally reminding me of that song. So I just wrote the lyrics on there. And it worked. So I think it's a fun thing to kind of experiment with. Does it need to be on mixed media type paper? Nope, it doesn't. Oh, yay, Fawn, you're inspired. So this paper, I don't know what the quality of it is. I mean, it's nice and heavy. It's super smooth. Things are not bleeding through it. Let me see if I can get... It's a little... All right, so I'm lying. The dilution's bled through it. And this spill, because you saw how bad the spill was. But you could totally gesso it first if you want to, but I don't mind the bleed through because it adds to the next page.
Christmas
it's like,
catalog.
There you go. That works. That's a junk journal. That's awesome. Like when you're doing a gel print and you have some paint residue from the last 5 prints that you've done, that's what this is like. So this is just going to help enhance the next page that I do. I'm really gesturing today. Okay. My hands are working. All right, guys. So we've got this on here. I definitely want to add some more sequins around here somewhere, but I want to do some more with this. Riri, there should be a book somewhere for me to tear up. I don't remember what I did with the books that I'm tearing up, though. Do you know?
No.
No.
Oh, look.
Meanwhile, I am pulling out some silver paint, and I'm shaking it up. What did I do with those books? I have 2 books that I'm ripping apart. I forgot to grab them before. Okay, so we're going to just pull out some silver. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to add some silver to the frame. You bought a spiral bound mixed media journal on clearance at Michael's for $6. Oh, that's awesome. It's definitely better to have something that's labeled as mixed media so that you don't have to worry about pages ripping if they get too wet or warping or anything like that. It's just not something that I think about too much, especially if you have, like Amber was saying, a catalog from Christmas, or something. You can just gesso the heck out of that and be done. You haven't found it?
No.
Okay, I'll have to take a look. I'll see. So that's just adding a little bit of light and a little texture. And we're going to go in the other direction now to kind of give it a crosshatch like that. Okay, I like that. I want to add some more here. I love using fan brushes for texture. It's such an easy way to just get simple texture where you need it without actually adding bulk. I think I have journal somewhere that has an open flat spine. Oh, cool. This one I really like because it opens really flat and I can just lay this directly onto my gel plate. That's what I did on, where is it? This one. I just laid it right onto my gel plate and pulled that print. And then I added blue because I had some leftover blue. I am going to look to see if I have my book. Give me 1 second. Rhiannon, talk to them. Talk
Hi.
about the page.
The page is cool. I don't really have much else to say.
That doesn't help. I can't believe I don't know where the book is.
Neither do
Ooh.
I. Did you find it?
I found something. Not the same book, but I found something. I found an old physical sciences book. And I'm actually going to use it in my gel plate. So I'm finding a page that has a lot of verbiage. There we go. This is perfect. Okay. And we're going to just tear it up. And you don't have to really worry too much about the words. What's that?
Right here.
What EK said? It doesn't need to be. It depends on the look you're going for.
No, just the name.
Well, yeah, I see who's commenting.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what you're getting at. Are we...
No.
Oh. Okay. I see what happened. Okay. I understand now about the comments. I got it. We good. Okay. So I'm going to add that right there. And I'm going to get some matte medium. This is just DecoArt's matte medium. You can get any matte medium brand you want. Really what this is going to do, it's going to work perfectly with any of your acrylic paints. And it's going to seal it. I don't want to say it's like Mod Podge because it's not. This is meant to do more than just be a Mod Podge. I'm not going to get into all of the art technical stuff behind it, but you can use Mod Podge if you want to. This is a little bit better because we're still working on the page. This is not going to seal us from continuing to work on it, whereas a Mod Podge would. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to just tear a little bit more. I like this here. I think that we're going to just stick that over here like that. Right? I'm going to actually hang it over the edge so that I can cut it off later. You can paint over matte medium again, which makes it brilliant. Yes, that is definitely one of the benefits. Whereas if you're using Mod Podge, you really can't. You can use like paint pens, like Posca pens, but you can't really paint over it again. It seals it. So this seals the paper that we're adding, but it's not going to make it unworkable. Thank you, EK, who is the other, or at least one of the other artists in the room. So this is hanging over the edge. I'm going to cut that off later. I think that we need another piece down here. Yeah, it is really hard to paint on top of Mod Podge. Even if you're using the Mod Podge that is supposedly a matte, it's not very matte. Okay, a little bit more down here. Does anybody have questions? Or something that you want to see me put on here from the stuff I put on before or showed you before?
Or just something to randomly say.
Here we go. Now we're going to need some more paints. Once that's dry, to kind of chill those out a bit. Take out my brush here. Yeah, I'm okay with matte Mod Podge if I'm doing like... if I'm sealing wood, you know, for like a little craft project, whatever. But why am I so awesome? Fawn, you making me blush. You're very sweet. Thank you. How about some of this yellow? Diarylide yellow. Let's go with that. Took me a second to read that. It works great if you want to lift your art off your surface. Yeah, that is true. I do use Mod Podge sometimes, but that's for more like crafty things and less artsy things. This is where Alice and the Art Snob comes in. There's a very big difference to me from when I'm being crafty and when I'm being artsy. They're not necessarily the same thing, although they can be intermingled if I want them to be. But typically, they live separate lives. I have this fantastic fluffy, scrubby brush that I'm using, and I'm going to just add some texture with it across here. Just like that. Just a little bit, because it's fun. Break up some of this
I can be fun.
in here. You're always fun.
Ha
Well, sometimes you're not fun.
Hey!
When you're not listening to me, you're not necessarily fun. I don't like to just leave the white paper or any added paper like just on top. I like to work it in a little bit so it looks like it's more part of the book or pages instead of it's just like, okay, I laid this on top. I need to integrate it somehow. And this is one of the ways to do that. Just by adding a little color all over. That looks good. I'm good with that. I feel like we need another blue. We're going in with the teal. You know why? Because it's my fave. It's opaque. And this is when Artsy Allison is really coming out, because now I'm about to use my fingers.
Haha.
And this is one of my favorite things to do. So here's a little thing about me. I love doing like decorative painting on walls, and not necessarily like murals, but like my bedroom. It has a texture to it. So it was like that before we moved in, this weird, like, I don't want to say linen texture, but it has a very distinct up and down to it, but it's not unattractive, but I wanted to highlight it. So I painted my room sage green, and then I took a wallpaper brush because I love how thick the bristles are and that it's super textured in and of itself. And I went with a glaze that was 2 shades darker than the wall. And I kind of brushed the whole thing, but then I finger painted bamboo all over the walls. Not like, oh my gosh, this thing is covered in bamboo. Just like growth here and there. It actually looks pretty awesome. And I have just always loved finger painting. You know, when I add shadows to faces, if I'm using like pastels or something, or if I'm doing stuff like this, it's just fun. You know what we need, Ree? We need that stamp.
What's that?
The sentiment stamp that I'm going to put on here.
Right. You want me to get that out?
Yes, please. And then we're going to add more sparkle blends all over the place. Yeah, because it says teal, and also because it's opaque, and I like how it covers things up. She just put that on her head, you guys. So we're going to put that here. Or do we want to put it here?
Nah.
Here?
Yeah, because this has too much attention.
Okay. But I can always put something else here. I need a long block. Hold on. I've got something another thing I haven't used. Stampendous came out with these slim acrylic handles. It's basically a super skinny acrylic block. See how skinny that is? And we're going to use that because it's the right size. And that's totally wonky.
I like wonky.
Yeah, I know. All right, so what we're going to do first, hold on. We're going to add
You
a
should
little...
take a picture and post it.
Take a picture of what?
The
My room? I will.
Oh, yeah.
I totally will. I will. It looks super cool. I mean, I think it looks super cool. I haven't gotten sick of it, and we've lived here 16 years now. I still really like to look at it, so I think it's cool. So I'm adding some, what is this called? Titan buff. Sometimes they call it titanium buff. I want to call it the right thing. But I'm putting this on here because it's opaque, except because of the way I'm applying it. It's not completely opaque. Because I want to put my sentiment right there. And I want to be able to see it. So I'm just going to apply it across this whole area. You like wonky too? Yeah, she's totally my mini mod, right? Rhiannon is my mini mod. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. And then, just so that it's not feeling left out, we'll add a little bit over here, just to use up that paint, because why not? And here's where my wheels would fall off the project. Hand stamping a sentiment. You're so brave. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I've only been using stamping tools for a certain amount of time anyway, so I don't really care too much. The biggest problem is figuring out which ink to use. Because I was going to go for my Twilight VersaFine Clair, but if I do that, it's going to smear unless I heat set it, and I don't really want to heat set it right now because of all the stuff happening.
I am happening.
I have VersaCraft, and I have some StazOn. Ooh, wait. We have new StazOn that I haven't even opened yet. Guys, this is the night of using new stuff. I hope you're as excited as I am. Somehow I feel like you're not because I'm the one doing this stuff and you're not, which I'm really sorry about. But this is so much fun for me. Okay. We're going to do it. We're going to use, what is this color? Caribbean green or Caribbean green, depending on where you're from. I say both. New things rock, she said. Yep, for sure. And I have a swatchy here. This is great.
I love swatches.
Protective inner cover. Do not discard. I got this other color too.
And then you thought
plum. No, I never do.
Yeah.
I have them that are older than your brother.
I know.
Okay, so this is almost dry. We're gonna have to hit it with the gun. Can I have that for a sec? I just want to dry the titanium buff. It's almost done. Okay, that's good. Swatches are absolutely satisfying. Yeah, ASMR doesn't really do it for me, but swatching, I'll do it all day, every day. I am so into like paint chips. In fact, when I was redoing the craft room, I actually had to throw out some paint chips because I had, gasp, too many. And I was not happy about it. All right, guys, take a deep breath.
It's not that hard to find.
I know, but it's on here.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, so that is not perfect, but that's because it's not totally dry. So we are going to fix it. Cool. We're going to fix it a little bit. What can I use? I got something. I have a Posca pen, but I'm going to give it a couple of minutes to actually dry. But I still like it. I'm okay with it because the rest of it's grungy, so this doesn't need to be perfect. Right? I know, EK. I could totally do that too. Guys, should I do that like on Instagram in my stories? Just like mix paint? That would be fun. Just watch it on repeat. Okay, let's get some more sparkle blend.
Make it a gift.
Can anybody here teach me how to do reels? Because, man, for the life of me, I guess it's because I'm 43 now. I can't figure it out. You have different options for setting time, but I don't know if I'm supposed to film a video for it or if I'm supposed to just montage pictures together. I have no idea. I need somebody to teach me because I'm like an old fuddy-duddy with that stuff. Oh my gosh, EK, have you watched, she's talking about body paint. Have you watched, what is that, Skin Wars? It's on Netflix. Can you stop with the stool, please? That is a competition show, like Project Runway kind of thing, but it's all about body painting. It's so cool. I'm just moving my bucket off to the side.
Know what reels are?
Oh, it's like they're like mini videos on Instagram.
I don't know what they are either.
Sometimes you have people, what's his name? Daniel, I can't remember his last name. He's on the WoW embossing team. He'll like take a blank page and like snap his fingers and then it'll shift to the next picture and step 1 is done. And then he'll snap his finger and step 2 is done. So they're like super fast videos, but it's like progress. I don't know. I can't do it. I don't know how to do it. It totally confuses me and I feel like I should know how to do these things and I don't. Yes, Daniel Diaz. Thank you. Okay, I still have wet paint here and I'm going to try really hard not to go splat. All right, I'm going to try. I don't even know why I opened my glue yet. I haven't placed my sequins. Riri, can you close that? You don't have to tighten it all the way down, but... All right, so we're going to get a smattering of sequins. But I don't want to do it everywhere because I have a feeling I'm going to wind up adding a little bit more to this page. Just a gut feeling, guys.
I want to play with paint.
All right, well, tomorrow you can.
Like now, because tomorrow I probably won't want to.
Why?
I know.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
You should always want to play with paint. Paint is fun. Tell him, guys. Yeah, he's great. I don't do TikTok, so that's not something I can do for sure because I have zero interest in TikTok. All right, I like this. Do you like that? I'm feeling it. Okay, so now we're going to adhere them, and we'll do a couple on this side too. So, who here is going to try this? Who's going to try doing an art journal with their sparkle blends?
I still need to finish my first page.
Yeah, you do. Okay. Come on, glue. There we go. I think that would be a fun challenge. If you do an art journal page with sparkle blends, I'll make an album. Ree, you're hitting me.
Sorry.
I'll make an album, and then I will send a winner some stuff. This is not sponsored by Amber. This is sponsored by Allison, because I'm the one thinking of it right now. And I'm not putting her on the spot. And my glue is clogged, you guys. Okay. Hold on. But you have to commit to it. Alrighty, Kay, thanks for hanging out. I'll be sure to show pictures. Not just of my bedroom. Okay. We're almost there. Glue. That's good, that's good. This one needs glue. Okay. Alright. A lot of things. That's another good thing about using an art journal. You don't have to just use a stamp set and a die set and a stencil or two. Like, you can just go nuts. Like, these things don't necessarily go together.
That's fun.
Yes, you do. You know, I mean, we broke out the bubble wrap and everything. You can just have a good time. Yes. Is there any other blends that you want to see? The StazOn color I used was Caribbean green. Focus camera. There we go. Caribbean green. Yeah, it's green. It's definitely like more on the green side, whereas this teal is more on the blue. I hope that you can see the difference in the camera.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
so this has a lot more blue,
so yes, you can.
and this has a lot more green in it. You're very welcome. I love how it turned out too. This was a lot of fun. I kind of want to do this all the time. Maybe I'll do this on my Monday live.
Which is what for you?
Yeah, just on my own page. Looks like that's about it. I don't see any other comments coming in. Rihanna, did you have anything you wanted to share?
No.
No? Okay.
Not really, unless they want
Not
to
really?
see my animals again.
You can grab a couple animals. It was a lot of fun last time.
Let me grab my
So there's our shaker.
Here,
And you can see that it's shaken really nicely. I used a bunch of layers of cardstock, so it's nice and sturdy. I didn't want to use foam tape because I wanted it to really be nice and strong. Not that the foam tape isn't strong, but this is not going to squish down like some foam tapes could potentially squish down. So we got lots of movement in here. And it's a fantastic page. There's lots of shine from the spill. You'd never know that this started out as an accident. It's turned into a happy accident, right? Rhiannon has a couple of animals she wants to show you that she's working on. Oh, and friends. Berries, unicorns, all lawn fawn stuff. Oh, you're going to show them the rabbits? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, show them the rabbits.
They're awesome scarves.
She did a really good job with the scarves. How cute is that? We're just waiting to see if there are any more comments coming in. You did a really good job with those, Ree. They're really cute. Go ahead, show them the unicorns.
There's a few others. I like the dark one the best.
Yeah, she's really cool.
Or maybe this white one.
So these are going to go to the Barely Arts Glue Cards for Cubs drive. It's a card drive for foster children. All right. They love them. They love them. All right, guys. We're going to say goodnight. So thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Do we have to say good night, though? Can we say good morning
No.
or good afternoon?
I've been up since 5:30. We're going to bed. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. I hope that you learned some things. I hope you're inspired. And we will see you guys next week. I don't know what we're doing yet, but if you have a suggestion, definitely shoot me a message. I might very well be on my Allison Haikila Designs page Monday at 1. We'll see what happens. And otherwise, I'll see you here next week. So thank you for hanging out. Be well, stay safe, have a great night. Say bye.
Night, bye.